will you condemn Hamas taking a 9-month-old baby? Will you can do that?
Attack.
Yes or no?
No.
Why are you undefended? 9-month-old baby.
This is the fruits of Islam showing. And if you spend 20 minutes reading it instead of reciting Hamas.com 4,000 times, you'll learn the
All right, so you're telling me it's search up.
Palestine. See, this is why I don't answer your questions, you prat. You keep interrupting.
All right. That's all similar.
You would not say that these value systems.
That's a false equivocation. You're sharing predicates.
Oh, you can believe that, but I have Muslim friends and Jewish friends, and I have Christian friends, and I have agnostic friends, and I have atheist friends, and I have.
So where do they derive their moral values from?
I will have them all come over for dinner, and they
absolutely.
all pass the salt when you say please, and they all help my children if my children need help with something. And this idea that some of them are good people and some of them are bad people due to their religion, I think that it's nonsense. But what?
But their criterion. Hold on.
What did you say?
Yeah. But their criterion.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but their criterion is a derivative of their respected God.
Their
and
criterion are a derivative of their respective God.
And wait, hold on. So they get an objective moral proof.
He's tall.
Okay.
So
Okay. So their moral objective claim they make is relative to the religion to which they ascribe to. For example, a Muslim and Christian has a different God with a different moral framework, correct? Now, you say they have good manners. Yes, that's a derivative of society. We are in a good-mannered society. Our parents teach us good manners. But this does not ascertain to the similarity to the morals of the Christian, Judaism, and Christianity.
But that's not sure what you're saying, because it's not just about, like, if there are people in the British military or there are people in the American military who are Christian, who are Muslim, and who are Jewish, who go and drop bombs and shoot people because that's what they're told to do.
But that's a false equivocation. You're just saying that they share.
You keep saying this word false equivocation, but I don't think it's a false equivocation that you...
Wait, okay, so you're saying that they share the same predicates, that's being good-mannered, or in the same job, therefore they have similarities in their religion. I reject that. That is a derivative.
They don't even have to be religious. Everybody has value systems.
And that's a derivative.
It's human to be moral. It's human to be moral. But what we have to do in this moment is recognize that evil is happening in this world.
Absolutely.
There's immorality that is happening.
But where are you getting that criterion of what evil is?
When you see children in Gaza, the children of my children's age, be killed, there's evil that is happening in this world.
So how do you know? I'm going to pose an argument. Hold on. I'm going to pose an argument.
And what we have to do is we have to not lose sight of the fact that we could have wankery philosophical debates about false equivocation.
You do understand everyone's a philosopher.
Muslim,
wait, hold on.
Everyone's
okay, I'm going to make 2 points. Hold on. Okay.
But see, here's the problem. While you're splitting hairs because you think that this value system is more important or better than that value system, there's still being children killed with our tax dollars that we pay for, that are paying for bombs and bullets very close to us. And it's our moral responsibility, whether we are Christian or Jewish or Muslim or agnostic or Taoist, to reject that.
You've shown that secularization does not work.
I'm not actually interested in your Christian proselytization. I am much more interested in saying to everybody around, I know, I hear you, but I'm telling you, I am much more interested in saying to all of us that we can reject children being killed with our tax dollars.
And I agree, but hold on.
Killed with our government that is literally.
Yeah, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. Can I just have one point out there?
You can wait till the end of my sentence.
Okay, fine.
That can be killed with the United States military, and you don't have to be Jewish.
Yep.
You don't have to be Christian. You don't have to be religious at all. You don't have to be Muslim. You just have to say, as a human, whatever value system I have, this is wrong.
Okay.
And I have to fight against that. Now, I understand that you're interested in debating and proselytizing, but I could.
Can I just ask one question?
I could give a whiz.
A question. Okay, so
you can ask a question.
I'm going to pose a question for naturalists. How do we know from what is what ought to be? So you've said that this is what.
How do we know from what is what is
I'll
not
explain.
meant to be? I would
wait, can I explain?
Let him explain.
Okay, so I'm going to explain. So you've shown nature, you've shown what's going on, you've shown observation. Yeah. How do we know that's what ought to be?
How do we know what is ought to be?
From what is?
Well, it's the scientific method. Right?
Again, that's what is. You've not shown a correlation from what ought to be.
Well,
You've said that science, nature, therefore this is moral, this is good.
Sure.
That's not there's no correlation there. That's just what is, and you've not shown how that's a correlation from what ought to be.
I have to tell you, I'm not incredibly invested, as you are, in whether or not the Quran or the Bible.
I'm not talking about my worldview, I'm talking about yours. I'm critiquing yours. I'm not therefore positing that if you're wrong, I'm right. I'm simply asking about
The
your
golden
worldview.
rule.
Yeah.
What?
I don't respect. Okay, hold on.
No,
As a
but
Christian,
you can't
wait,
say
you're-
I have to listen to
you're
your
red
question,
herring.
as boring as it is,
Okay,
and then
it's
when I
boring,
answer
fine.
you 2 words in, you say I don't have to listen to your
Well, no,
answer.
'cause- okay,
It's
go for
called the golden rule. It's fairly universal. You can find it all over the world.
Found in the
Do
Bible.
Unto, what
It's
are you,
in-
a English teacher?
it. It's found in the Bible.
Do unto others as you wish to have done unto
Where's
you.
that from?
Where's that from?
It's everywhere.
Where's it? Where's it from?
Specifically.
Where's it from? Where's it
Rabbi
from?
Hillel. Rabbi Hillel.
Where's it
The
from?
Torah.
It's from.
The Talmud.
It is from the Bible. It is the word spoken to Jesus.
Wait, if I am not for myself, who will be? If
Okay, so
I'm
can
not
I
for
just?
myself,
Yeah.
who
So
will
you
be?
do understand that in Christianity, I love
If I
you.
don't do it now-
I respect you, but I do. I will never respect your beliefs. I will never love your beliefs, but I'll love you.
That's great. What are you doing to help children in Gaza? You just coming down to Speaker's Corner and heckling
What are you
speakers?
doing?
What are you doing?
I
It's a
do
two-quote
lot-
way.
Oh, I do political activism. No, I'm
What
not,
do-
I'm
wait,
not,
what
I'm
will
not
I do?
What
stuttering.
does that mean? What does that mean? Political activism.
I think that every person in this country should be protesting outside of Buckingham Palace.
And you're presupposing I don't do that.
protesting outside of the. Do you?
Well, I
I'm
go to
asking you.
protest.
I'm asking
I
you.
go to protests.
To
find
protect
my
people in
I'm
Gaza?
young, I am open-minded.
Okay.
I have discussions
Sure.
like this.
Okay.
Now, I just want you to
But-
answer my question. How do we
Yeah.
know from what is what ought to be?
I'm not interested in this philosophical.
It's not a-
wankering.
it's not- okay,
While
everyone's
you're
a-
having this
everyone's a
debate, literally
philosopher.
while we're having it, they're bombing hospitals.
but-
and what you have to do is you have to ask yourself: is this satisfy you? Is this the Christian ideal that you want to do? You just want to be able to prove
So-
what is and what is not, and how do we have a moral
Okay,
comings?
so in Christianity-
you're young. I am not young. I have
Okay.
lived through enough wars. I have lived through the wars against Grenada, against Panama, against Iraq, against Yugoslavia, against Iraq again, against Afghanistan before that. We keep having wars. We keep bombing children, and I'm done with this question
So,
about
are you
is
familiar-
it the Bible or
are
the
you
Quran
familiar with what
or
a
the
ju-
Torah
so are you
or a
familiar-
Taoist or an online internet thing
Yeah.
that tells me what is my
Are
moral
you familiar
foundation
with what a just
for
war
us
is?
reject.
In Christianity, are you familiar with the theology of a just war?
What we're seeing, we haven't seen a just war in my
No,
life.
but what
from
in
the United
Christianity,
States. And
no,
our
because I'm going to show you what
our-
Christianity would do.
I know there was
if
Christian priests in Vietnam.
No,
and they
hold
would,
on.
They would
That's
pray
not. I'm
with
not
their
talking about
soldiers.
historical examples.
What?
I'm talking about a just war. A just war.
What's a just war?
A just war would be in a response to, or in the intention to, provide peace. Now, if what we find in Israel and Gaza is disproportionate in your worldview, we would not consider that a just war.
So it's not a just war. So we have to stop it.
Exactly. But you arguing that there are similarities and that they're exactly the same, the Torah, Quran, and the Bible,
Yes.
I do not find that.
Well, that's I'm
Because
sorry.
I would
Go
consider-
become a religion major. That's
Okay.
not the question at hand. Not all of us are invested in old books. Some of us are invested in the time that we live in. We owe nothing to the past. Everyone who was alive 150 years
But
ago
Christ is living.
now dead.
Christ
That's
is
true.
risen.
We're the new
Christ
people.
is risen. He's still here.
What?
They're
What?
accusing that.
What?
This is the problem. You got this world view and you think the whole world's going along with your worldview, but they're not. People
That's
are
not
fighting.
true.
We hold
The
an
vast
objective truth.
majority-
Hold on.
the
We
vast
hold an
majority-
objective.
time out.
Wait.
If
This is
I'm
your
from
Western
the
view.
United
This
States.
is your Western view. This is your Western view.
What?
I'm not from the West. I know this not to be.
Where are you from?
I'm Turkish. And
Okay.
I know for the.
You're telling me that if we go and we talk to 200 people on the street in Turkey,
So it's appeal to
that
a
they're
bandwagon
gonna- Wait a
fallacy.
second, I'm sorry. If we talk to 200 people on the street in Turkey, that the vast majority
Fallacy
are going to say
machine.
they reject what's happening in Gaza?
Wait,
You're
no.
gonna just-
This
you're
is
gonna say
a
that that's not
bandwagon
true?
fallacy. Do we appeal to the
I'm
majority?
not a philosophy major. My mother's
Okay,
a philosopher.
everyone's a philosopher. Everyone's a philosopher. Wait, can we establish
No,
this?
but
Everyone's a
I'm
philosopher.
from the United States. We are the country that is supporting what is happening in Palestine the most. But listen.
The reason they're going to reject it is not purely based on your neoliberal human rights.
I'm not a
concept.
neoliberal, and
Wait,
I'm
hold
not
on.
into human
So,
rights.
wait,
What I'm saying
so-
is that there's a moral wrong
But you're
happening in the
you're
world
straw
right
manning.
now. There's a moral
Don't touch me.
problem that's
Don't
happening
touch
in the
me.
world right
Don't
now.
touch me.
And don't just talk over me.
Yeah, okay,
Boring.
but we
there's a
that we
moral
hold an
issue
objective
that's
truth
happening
claim
in the world
that
right
our
now,
Bible
and that the majority
for
of people
the
in the United
eternity
States
past.
are against it. The majority of people in the United States are against it. And all the polling suggests it, but the two major political parties are both.
But what is
for
the
it.
predominant
The
religion in
majority of
America?
people in Turkey are
What's
against
the
it.
predominant religion
But
in
what
America?
happens? Turkey still
What's the
is
predominant
not
religion
doing
in
anything to
America?
stop it.
Answer my question.
But if you
Yeah. So what's the predominant religion in America?
Christian, it's-
Okay,
there's-
good.
There's more
Okay.
Christian Zionists than there are
That's
Jewish
good.
Zionists.
Okay,
It's
okay. So
crazy.
let's establish
If you
that.
go
But
to
point
Egypt,
two,
the majority
everyone's
of
a
people in
philosopher.
Egypt are against
So
what's
you
happening
poisoning the well.
in
Hold on.
Gaza.
You're poisoning the
Right?
well. Everyone's
the
a philosopher.
overwhelming majority of
Everyone's a
people in the world
philosopher. If
are
I go down the
against
street
what is
and I
happening
see a
in Gaza.
stabber and
so
I
the
question the
question we
ethics
have
of
to
that,
ask is,
that's a philosophy.
how do we stop what's
Everyone
happening
here is
in
a
Gaza?
philosopher.
Because
Everyone's
every
a
day that we
philosopher.
wait, there's children that are being bombed, and we have to reject that. We have to push back against that.
And I agree, but
What?
under Christianity,
I
that's
am already
immoral.
involved.
Are you invested in personally getting militarily involved?
I don't. Well, in the United States, it's very difficult to military.
Doing
Yeah.
philosophical wankery.
Well, some of it, yeah.
But you questioning the efficacies of that, that's philosophy. That's a self-refuting worldview. You are a philosopher. You're saying
Thank you.
kids
I am
being
a philosopher.
bombed
But the point
is
of philosophy is not
ethically
just to
questionable.
understand the world,
That's
it is to change
philosophy.
it. And what
You're
we-
a philosopher.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
am quite
so
the philosopher.
I'm not a philosopher
But if you look
wankery.
at all
Am I
the-
committing that?
Whatever.
Well, so we can have a discussion then. Philosopher to philosopher.
What?
Lots of wars where people have immigrated to help out in the war in a material, physical, militaristic way. And
Say it
you're
again.
not doing
Say it again. No, say it again. I'm listening.
that. I'm saying there are a lot of wars where people have gone personally
Yeah.
to aid in a physical manner.
Yeah.
That would be the opposite of philosophical wankery.
Well, I actually don't think that we don't have to necessarily pick up guns to go and fight in the war. And I live
live in a
ostensibly in a
utopian-
bourgeois democracy. And in a bourgeois democracy, just like England on some levels, it depends on the consent of the governed. And so if it depends on the consent of the governed, what we have to do is we have to come together. Jews, Muslims, Christians,
under what-
agnostics, even this guy,
Yeah,
we have to
I
come
would,
together.
God
and we have to say
willingly,
we do
as a
not
brother in
consent to this
Christ.
war.
Absolutely.
We do not have to consent
Absolutely,
to
but
bombing
what under
children.
what
We do not have to
under
consent
what
to
agreement?
supporting apartheid. We do not have to
I
consent
agree,
to
but what
imperialism.
under what
That's
agreement?
our task. And so
Under what agreement?
We are told. Wait a second. I want to answer your question. I'm being serious. If we watch Marvel movies, everybody's Iron Man, and Iron Man is the hero. And what we're going to do is we're going to fetishize boys with guns, and the boys with guns get to be the heroes in the movies. The people who are interested in that are the generals. That is not how the world should be. We should evolve past apes hitting each other with rocks. What we should do is we should say we have an well.
That is, you are literally the definition of a philosopher.
Oh no!
You're
philosophy. I
saying
just was against
you're
it.
saying that
Bullshit
the
interruption.
belief in God
But time out. To
causes
return to your
immoral
question,
wars. That's philosophy.
The people
That
here,
is philosophy.
The people here.
That is the
we've
definition of
evolved
philosophy.
past beating each other's brains in with rocks. So it's not just that we are
Is that a
going
derivative
to,
of religion or society?
a society.
Okay,
The
so it's
English
not to do with
government
religion.
Beats people's heads in with rocks.
Okay,
and the
where's that-
American government beats people's heads in with rocks.
but-
it's just not a rock.
wait.
It's a
So
2,000-pound bomb dropping
these
on a
are
hospital.
secular
And
countries.
you have
Great.
to ask yourself,
Great, these are secular
what
countries.
are you doing to stop it?
Are these two secular
What are you doing
countries?
to stop it?
These two secular countries.
Are these countries secular? I'm Christian, correct?
Yeah, you are Christian. We know
Yeah,
this.
I'm a Christian, but these countries are they secular? There's some. The England are ceremonial
See, this is the
Christians,
thing. If you
and
come
America's
to Speaker's
secular.
Corner, you want to have people who want to explain to you that the Bible is the way. You want to have the way. The Nation of Islam will explain to you that their version of the Quran is the way.
And we'll have these discussions.
I am not
This is
interested
the
in that.
definition of
I am not
Speaker's
interested in
Corner.
that.
A discussion.
No. I'm an American Jew, and I will hug all of you, even you, because I'm not interested in converting you to be.
But I'm interested in a discussion, and let's see where that goes.
Out to the other people who reject children being bombed. I am.
But under
interested
what
in
moral
reaching out
framework?
to
Because
the
your
other-
naturalism's ungrounded.
Whatever moral framework you want to bring, I'll let you come into
Okay,
the tent.
so pagans
I
that
am
execute
interested-
children, is that considered moral?
What is this? 1412? We're in 2024. There's not
There's
pagans
pagans
out-
that exist.
today.
Yeah, there are pagans today, and they will sacrifice children. So
Okay,
you saying that we
I'm
should
not
unite
talking
every
about
religion?
Halloween over here.
I'm not-
I'm talking
okay.
about Earth in 2024. They're dropping 2,000-pound bombs on
considers-
children, and we have to ask ourselves a serious question: do we reject that?
Pardon?
Is the re-
We do reject that.
Well,
Thank
there's some pagans
Sure.
in Albania, and there's across in Africa
Wait a
as
second.
well, where
wait a second. I'm
tribalism
going to go with your
prevalent.
question, but one second. Raise your hand.
you not see cannibals
if
in
you
Africa?
reject dropping 2,000-pound bombs on children. Just a show of hands.
Philosophy.
Go ahead.
Everyone who put your hand up, you're
Okay,
a
that's fine,
philosopher.
that's fine.
Welcome to the
Great.
business.
You're now a philosopher. Continue your question.
So I'm saying, so if we assume this paradigm, what's the and then I'm not asking what's the paradigm in terms of let's go protest. What are we protesting for? What is the end goal? What do you want to happen in real terms in that area of the Middle East? Because this is the major issue.
Sure.
Yes, we disagree with it. but what's the solution from here? Because I do not agree with the solution.
I
that you're
will.
gonna provide.
I'm gonna give
Possible.
you. You're probably gonna disagree with my solution.
exactly.
I'm gonna tell you my solution. As sure, take it. I'm gonna tell you my solution, and I'm Jewish, and this is what I think should happen. On my bookcase at home, I have a library. When I got my place, the very first thing is I built a library. I like history.
That's
and
philosophy. History's philosophy.
Thank you.
The contemporary sources
People
of
follow me
history.
everywhere and validate everything I say.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
great.
Well done, you're a philosopher.
But I have in my house, I have a tour book of Palestine from 1940. And do you know what it has listed in the tour book to Palestine in like 1940? Where the synagogues are. And it is, because there were synagogues in Palestine before. And
But
when
would you not
look
say
at-
that
when
this
there
conflict,
there
hold
were
on,
synagogues.
where is this conflict in the Middle East?
I'm
Is
answering his question.
Okay,
I'm still
fine.
answering. There were synagogues in Palestine before the Nakba, before the creation of the State of Israel. And if
While it
you,
was on the British one. Continue.
while it was under the British record, that's absolutely true. But it's true that there were synagogues.
1924 mandate was
While
given.
under the protectorate of the British and
Yeah,
prior
but
to
the
that.
Brit. But let's be honest.
No, let's be
Palestinians,
honest. No, let's be
Palestinians.
honest. If we're going to have this discussion about rights of land, that becomes philosophy first of all.
Sure,
Secondly,
sure.
we go back to the formation of Palestine as an Islamic state, and we say, who were the people prior to the Islamic invasion of that area of the Middle East? So, what is? No, I truly want to know. What
Oh, yeah, and by the
is
way, I'm gonna ask you a question after. Why?
The statute of limitations for a country to become legitimate.
There are people alive today.
At least you're saying that
There are
you want the
people
two parties.
alive today who were alive during the Nakba.
Yeah,
There are
but is
people.
that the statute
There are
of
people
limitations?
alive today who watched their
So-
families be
Okay, so-
murdered during
Can
the
I just ask a
Nakba.
question quickly?
And so this is not ancestral. This is
Can I
not
just ask a question
historical.
one second?
This is today.
Is he
The
saying
past
Turkey should
is
go to
now.
Central Asia?
And so
Pardon?
it
Is
is
that
not
guy
for
saying
me
that Turkey
to
should go to
say
Central
this
Asia?
is what should
What's he
absolutely
trying
happen.
to
This is
say?
what should absolutely happen. I will
Islamic
tell you
invasion.
what
What about Turkish
I
invasion?
believe, and this is mine, but you don't have to agree
But
with
the
me.
Hamas charter, does it not quote a
Israel-
hadith?
No, it does
It does.
not.
It does. It quotes a
No,
hadith.
it doesn't.
Yeah, the
not
first
renewed.
charter.
It was written
Yeah,
in
yeah, the
1801
first
or
charter.
whatever.
He talks about. Yeah, yeah. The amended one, the unamended
Listen,
charter, the
listen,
one
listen.
prior to it in chapter 7 quoted a hadith pertaining to the
don't-
coming of days.
Does the actual Hamas charter
Here's the-
say
here's the
today?
thing.
What
Today
does
it got abrogated. It got abrogated.
Oh,
But it was originally there.
And what about
We're talking about
next
history.
year? What about
Are we
next
talking about history?
Could you just be a little
Wait, wait,
quieter?
hold on. But does it not quote a hadith?
States do not.
The original
deserve to
charter does
exist.
not quote a hadith.
States do not deserve to exist because they're states. So you have to ask yourself one of two things: either the Palestinians are the subjects of Israel. If you think the Palestinians are the subjects of Israel, I'm an American. And in America, we have the Declaration of Independence. And the Declaration of Independence says.
But does it include a Bible verse that talks about the coming of
Nobody gives a
days?
shit about your Bible.
Wait, does the Declaration of Independence
says
include a Bible verse
explicitly,
which
the
talks about the coming of days?
Declaration of
No,
Independence
but
says
in the
explicitly,
charter for
if
Hamas
the government
is there a
doesn't
hadith
represent
verse
you, you have
talking
the
about
right
the
to
coming of
rebel.
days whereby they would unalive the Jews.
I know.
Okay,
but I said
so
I'm
you
an
saying
American.
we should unite Judaism, Islam, and Christianity is unfounded
We're better
when
if you
these
listen.
organizations
We're better if you listen.
advocate for
Just
the
finish
annihilation
this
of a
sentence.
group
You're like, you
to,
get
for the
so
coming of
wrong
days?
So quickly in so few words.
Okay, respond to it then.
If you believe that the Palestinians
Respond to
are
it then, okay.
subjects of Israel, then as an American, we believe you have the right to rebel and overthrow your government. If you believe that the Palestinians are not subjects of Israel, the United Nations says that any colonially occupied force can liberate itself. And that's what they're doing, and we have no right to
You
judge
said
them.
religion. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
you have
so.
no substance to this.
Okay, I do.
There's no
I was talking
evidence to
philosophy.
this.
You called it wankery.
No substance to this.
There's nowhere in the international law that allows Israel to do what it's doing. You can they can quote anything they want, but if they go and look at international law,
But
there
again,
isn't
you
a
said
single aspect of
unite
international
under
law that allows
unite under a moral line, and in this moral line,
Like this, boob, you are
I'm not a
correct.
boo.
Look at
Wait,
Listen to him.
If you
okay.
look at- if you
But
read the
he
Geneva
said unite
Convention,
religions
look at
under
the
one
United
moral
Nations
framework.
Convention.
I
We're not gonna
disagree.
Unite the religions under
Wait,
one
wait,
moral
wait. You
framework.
said under the
It
fact that
allows
children are
the
dying.
Palestinians to
Why is that
rise.
caused?
Said no rape happened. Reasonable grounds to believe conflict related to sexual violence occurred. Israel during October the 7th attack seen as UN General Security Council. This is from the United Nations. Was the United Nations lying?
Yes.
No answer to the question.
Don't move.
I think radical Judaism and radical Islam is the same. But you, all these religions are the same.
The IDF commits
And I
incredible
condemn
sexual
Hamas.
violence.
Yeah, we condemn Hamas.
That's a philosophical question.
I make my
I'm not.
We're not. Are you a fan of Hamas?
I'm not a fan of.
So
Hamas.
why did you quote a hadith? And you said Islam,
not a fan of
Judaism.
Hamas. I'm not
Wait,
criticizing them.
wait.
I'm
Hamas,
American.
is it an Islamic
Wait,
terrorist
time out.
organization?
I'll give you the news with which to hang me. I'm American. We have invaded Panama. We've invaded in my lifetime Panama, Grenada,
Are these
Nicaragua,
just
El
wars?
Salvador, Honduras, Iraq.
You see how he's
Yugoslavia,
refusing to answer my
Afghanistan.
question?
No, I am answering your question.
Are these just
We've
wars?
invaded all these countries. Who am I to condemn those who resist?
But again, that's
I have-
poisoning the
unlike
world.
you, I have
Are you the
humility.
US government?
Unlike you,
Are
I
you
have
the US
humility.
government? Are you the US government, or are you an individual
Well, that's the-
who will question the ethical
That's
validity
part
of these
the
claims?
ideology of liberal democracy. I am supposed to be
Yeah.
who the power of the government is.
Are you saying Hamas?
Yes, in some sense for its history.
October when they attacked innocent people and then took grandmas from their homes and murdered them.
Can I?
Wait, so you respond to his question, but not mine?
Yeah, I will.
Why will you not respond to mine?
It's a terrible argument. You're
I
just
am.
sending it wanker. So let me answer your question. I want to say two things.
Israel doesn't do that.
Answer my
What,
question.
doesn't do what?
Wait.
Israel doesn't
I have
do
been
that.
waiting.
Doesn't
He initialized. Pardon? I'm old enough.
Hamas
Old enough.
did an attack Palestinian having a music festival. Israel.
I'm old enough.
So said, oh,
I'm old enough.
having a music festival.
I would encourage you right now today. Don't listen to me. Go to your home computer, sort by date, and type in quotes, Palestinian child shot. And search.
Well, if you go on
before October 7th.
Hamas.com, you'll see the fruits of Islam. Yeah. Go on Hamas.com. You will find way more vile content there.
Wait a second. Search. No, wait a second. I'm asking you a question.
You're not answering my question, though. I came up here. Wait, hold on, Uncle. I came here
I'm
with a
talking to
discussion.
the other people here. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you could talk to
Search
them when you answer my question.
Google News.
I have done it.
Search by date.
Go on Hamas.com.
It has to be reported before October 7th. And type in the word. Type in the word. Type it. You can talk over me because you're afraid of the Type in the word. Palestinian child shot. You will find results. Type in the word.
Search of the words Hamas.com. You will find Hamas soldiers women. You will find Jews being shot in the head.
Yes.
What?
And these are the fruits of the moral framework of Islam.
Hamas attack on the 7th of October.
Before 7 October. Before 7 October.
On what basis was
Before 7
There's
October.
been a colonial occupation for like 75 years. What are you talking about?
It's a ridiculous question.
Hamas is attack.
Do you want to know what my honest? This is the time. Let me answer you.
One answer me there.
Israel is holding hostages.
Yeah.
Israel is holding children hostages. It's holding.
I'm going to ask you a philosophical question. Do two wrongs make a right?
What?
That's too wrong.
Why?
I'm just asking.
So I'm going to make a run.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is how moral I am. It's not a stool. I have to give it back.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Come
do you have a
on,
new
we have a
slip
discussion
ready?
now. We have a discussion. We have a discussion.
I don't have a problem with your substance. It's more your stylings. But the,
Okay,
the
so if I
question-
stay in a
I'll
monotone.
ask the question.
Okay, well, can he answer a question afterwards?
The answer is this, and we all know it. And if you spend 20 minutes reading it instead of reciting Hamas.com 4,000 times, you'll learn the
All
correct
right, so you
answer.
telling me to search up.
Palestinian.
Get
See,
shot.
this is
That's
why I don't
substance.
answer your questions, you prat. You keep interrupting.
All right.
me.
Oh.
There you go.
There you go.
That's my kid. That's my kid. No,
Oh,
here's
she
the
can
deal.
say.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal.
The fruits of atheism.
If you
That's
go-
secularism.
Stop.
I
I'm
love
going to
you,
answer
brother.
the question.
Don't worry, I love you.
Answer the question. Israel, stop. I'm not interested in the back and forth. It's a waste of our lives. The truth is that Israel holds hostages. We just don't call them hostages. Before October 7th.
One case where Israel took a 9-month-old baby. Give one case where Israel.
Are you joking? There's a lot of cases of
Yeah,
this.
give me a case, yeah.
What are you talking about? Just look at it on your phone.
Oh, look at that! You run away from the question. Answer my question.
Answer your question. I told the
What's he
entire
at the
audience.
park for?
I'm
He's
told-
at the park to have a discussion and
I'm
answer
sorry.
questions. He
I'll
had his
do a
stand
Google
up.
search for you.
Hamas.com first.
Oh.
Well, because you'll traumatize people around you.
You're not
Yeah, kids getting
traumatizing
shot,
anybody.
animals getting shot, Jews getting raped.
The 9-month-old baby that Israel took. Go on.
Yeah, I am. I'm looking it up.
Took
Show him,
for
show him,
11
show him.
months. Someone put a timer.
Yeah.
Oh, you can only find when Hamas does it.
Oh, lordy. They're so funny. They're so funny.
Well, is that?
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's kid, he's still
I'm looking it up.
I'm just looking.
You asked me to look it up, and then you want to heckle me while I look it up.
I didn't want you to look it up.
Same go Google, he look himself.
Wait, so you do understand when you come to the park, you must have some material to speak on.
Palestinian baby dies from tear gas inhalation.
That's horrific. I condemn it. Will you condemn Hamas for taking a 9-month?
That's
91
Al-Jazeera.
Palestinian.
Will you condemn it? Will you condemn Hamas taking a 9-month-old baby? Will you do that?
Answer.
Yes or no?
No.
Are you undefended?
9-month-old
This
baby.
is the fruits of Islam showing. It was condemned. Because this is what Islam preaches.
Right.
Yeah.
Condemn all the Palestinian children in Israeli
Absolutely.
jails.
I pray for them every single
Okay,
day.
can I say something? Can I say something? Because I'm looking this up, and I can look it up forever. It's boring.
You'll never find it.
You'll never find it.
You'll never find it. Find it then.
Are you foolish? It's a Google search on a phone.
It's a Google search, okay? You understand that I can make an article about dinosaurs existing today. Does not mean it's verified.
Exactly.
It's a Brad.
Exactly.
Wait, could we have a time discussion? A time debate? A time debate. You can speak.
here.
A time debate.
Here's the thing.
2 minutes each.
Here's the thing. Let me.
Debate.
Do you want the answer?
Yeah.
I'll tell you the answer. the answer.
Go on Google. That's a good
I
answer.
am. No, I did tell them to Google.
Look, they're attacking this man, these people.
No, it's okay. I'm not afraid. I'm from New York, so it doesn't scare me at all.
I'm not afraid of you. I love you.
So
Created in the image of God.
I'm going to answer your question. I am Jewish.
That doesn't really mean.
I'm not done. I'm Jewish.
Yes.
I think.
No, you're not doing
Fucking A. Just listen to the end of the argument if you want to have a
Okay.
debate.
Okay. We'll have.
I'm Jewish. I think that every. This is what I believe. I think that every Jewish life is important, and we should protect every Jewish life.
Condemn Hamas.
And if you go back in history to the pogroms, if you go back in history to the Holocaust, there was a long period of time where Jews were not safe in Europe. Jews were not safe in Russia. No, this is true. This is true. And anti-Semitism is real today, and we should challenge it every time it pops its head out of its up.
Wait. So is anti-Semitism?
I did not say that. I don't say that.
Is anti-Semitism a
Time out.
derivative of Christianity or
I'm
secularism?
trying to answer your questions, and you can't handle the answer, so you heckle. There was a debate that happened over 100 years ago, and the debate that happened over the debate that happened. Let's not do the camera. The debate that happened over 100 years ago was between the Jewish Bund and the Zionists. And what the Zionists said was, we are going to create a safe space.
Yes.
And the safe space is where all the Jews can go, and we will be safe there.
Yeah.
And some of them said it was going to happen in Ethiopia. It ended up happening in what's historical Palestine. Yeah. But the other side of the debate was the Bund. And the Bund were the Jewish workers. And the Jewish workers said, we have to make it so that Jews, like everyone else, are safe everywhere on earth.
Yes.
I'm answering the question.
Come here, don't talk to him. Shut up.
Now we can listen. Time out. Historically, we can say there were some good people on this side of the debate, and there were some good people on this side of the debate.
Yes.
Because when you're afraid of a pogrom, You are acting in fear.
Yes.
And there was right-wing Zionists and there were left-wing
But what
Zionists.
framework of morals are you
No, I'm
using?
not talking about frameworks. I'm talking about history.
But
here.
you're saying these people are bad,
I'm
these
not
people are
done,
good.
I'm not
so
done.
where
I'm
are you
gonna
getting that
finish it.
from?
Yeah.
We can say that historically there was good people on both
Okay,
sides of the debate.
but where are you getting the goodness
we're not going
from?
to talk over me because
But
you're afraid
you're begging
of
the
me.
question. I'm not
I'm
scared of
trying to
you.
answer
I
your
love
question.
history.
I'm trying to answer your
What was the
question.
question I asked?
I'm just patiently waiting for you.
Yes.
Wait.
This comes back to the 9-month-old who got kidnapped. That's what I'm answering about. The side of the debate that said we're going to create a Jewish safe space was the wrong side. The side,
He's talking to someone, just
yeah,
relieve him.
I'm telling you.
Back here.
We have to go back to the other side of the debate, the one that has been erased from history, the side of the Jewish Bund. And what that debate says is that a Jew should be safe at Speaker's Corner. They should be safe in Brooklyn. They should be safe in historic Palestine. They should be safe in Iran, which traditionally had a very large Jewish population. They should be safe everywhere in the world. But also, every Palestinian should be safe in Gaza, in the West Bank, at Speaker's Corner, in New
Notice
York,
how,
in Iran,
notice
and everywhere
how
else.
he has
And what-
mentioned Muslim and secular countries, which persecute
I'm a New Yorker.
Jews.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
They both persecute Jews. Christianity won't do that. No Christian theocracy will persecute
What we're
Jews.
doing is
And if they do that, I'll condemn
What
it.
we have is we have a right-wing Zionist state. That's what we have right now that says these people matter and these people don't matter, which should be very familiar in England. Because if you go back to Winston Churchill, he would say these British people mattered and these Indian people didn't matter. If you go back to the United States, you would say this white American matters, this Iraqi doesn't matter. That is a colonial mentality. I say we reject it. You can be Jewish and reject that.
Wait,
You can be Muslim and
colonial.
reject it. You can
Okay.
be Christian and reject it.
I reject it,
And as
but it's
we
not
reject it
colonial or
today-
Western. It's not Western.
As we reject it, what we are trying to do is
Zionist. Wait.
I'm not a Zionist. I was originally talking about
what
religion.
as we reject the value system.
Oh, I'm caught.
As we reject the value system that says some people matter and other people don't.
Yes.
We come into a world where people no longer say, wait, I'm answering your question, just wait for the end. We exit a world where people say, if you say that
I'm
one
gonna
person
counteract his
matters
question, so let me-
and our
He's not answering
Palestinian
it, but I'm gonna
lives
ask him a question.
don't matter, what you're going to do is you're going to end a world where they say, okay, if you say that we don't matter, but you matter, we will no longer say that we have to kidnap an Israeli child because you have 9,000 Palestinian prisoners that you're torturing in Israeli jail.
so
that is
I
the
respond-
logic of colonialism, and we reject that.
Okay, I want to respond to your point.
Show of hands,
Wait,
show
wait,
of hands.
wait,
Who agrees?
I want to respond to his point.
Who agrees?
Who agrees that Hamas quoting in their charter, that they should fast track the coming of days? Bye.
I have to tell you the truth. I'm on vacation. I don't live here. I gotta take my kids.
Right, can I have a handshake at least? Okay, thank you. God bless. Well, I'm gonna see if anyone wants a discussion. So I was discussing about religion. I'm Christian. Anyone wants to have a discussion, I'm fine. On anything, that's great. Anyone in
Can you
Muslim?
introduce yourself?
Okay, but Bob Jr., that's what people call me. Yeah, that's what people call me. So if anyone wants a discussion about Christianity and what contentions might be, that's fine.
Are you Christian?
Yeah, I'm Christian. What are you, sir?
I don't believe
Do you want to discuss about your atheism? So why are you an atheist?